All right, everybody, what's going on? Big Matt Diamond Dean's in the house. Dean Show number 174. What about that?
More than that.
We're rocking and rolling right along, guys. We're glad you decided to join in with us here on this fine, frosty, wet winter evening.
Yeah, right there.
It is wet, so y'all just snuggle in with your blankets and let's know Uncle Matt and Uncle Todd here. We're going to have a good time today. We're going to talk about the local tournament action we covered over there for 3 days over here for local tree camp. And some football talk and some transfers and coaches and stuff moving around. Dean, what you got?
Well, we're going to talk about Ed Reed. Hired and not, I don't say fired, unhired within the same month. And I want to do a piece on Charles White. He passed away last week, won the Heisman Trophy in 1979. Pretty good story.
Yep. Stay tuned. Hang around with us. Let's go back over all this stuff. All right? Y'all come back. Living on the grace of the Lord. And I can get this music to shut up. We'll be great. All right, let's get her going here. Dean, we had a good time over there this week, guys. We've got plenty of people on. Mr. Weeks, hey, Todd, I was the first one here, by the way. Okay.
Who's that?
Bracket Weeks.
Oh, Bracket Weeks.
Yeah, Bracket.
Hey, Bracket. How you doing?
It's Mike's boy.
Yeah, good boy.
Jeff also Prime is heavily recruiting a tight end from DC. Yeah, I read about that this morning. Jeff Anderson, what's up, my guy from Georgia, the Ohio State fan? We're going to talk about them. We'll kick around Ryan Day a little bit. I remember seeing Charles White play against LSU in Tiger Stadium 79. What about that?
Yeah. Good back.
Yeah, I can imagine
These
so.
stats are ridiculous.
Guys, we're glad y'all stopped by here to come see us. And Jeff, let's see, what's he got on here? Bball fired his offensive coordinator. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. The big brother is the Michigan, Harbaugh.
Oh, fired his OC?
Yeah. Since he fired his OC for the Ravens and another swap for another year, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant John. I thought you meant Jim at Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about John. He's talking about John at the Ravens, right?
No, Bball. Harbaugh fired his coordinator at Michigan. They moved some guys around. And Big Brother is possibly going to be assisting him again. So, I don't know if one of them's going – I'm sure he's not going to leave the Ravens, but –
I wouldn't think.
Jim's not going to leave Michigan.
I wouldn't think.
He's got a good team. He wouldn't be no need for him to really move around.
No, he'll be good again next year.
Yes, Jeff and Deion did get another number one cornerback in the nation. I do appreciate you putting up a link on the show there, Bracket. We appreciate you.
Yeah, Bracket.
We got you. We're glad you're tuning in. Young fans.
We get them all ages now. 11 years old. That's our only 11-year-old I know that watches.
Yeah, some of the junior high boys at center, when I'd be over there, like water boys, they'd say, "You're Matt from Matt Todd Show." I was like, "Yeah." It's like, we watch your show. Kids from Sandrock, they're water boys that helped or something during summer. They watch, and when Brent Mobs, when his boy was younger.
Yeah, he did watch some. He did. I hadn't heard from him in a while.
Well, he's growing up. He's got girls and stuff on his mind now.
Yeah, he works hard. I think he's got him a girlfriend.
Yeah.
He's a good old boy.
But back at the tourney action.
Yeah, Spring Garden girls, which I don't think that was to anybody's surprise, really, ended up winning it.
Right.
And the boys' game went down to the wire.
Wow.
Ooh, wow,
that was a great game.
Center kind of had a drought there in the fourth, a shooting drought, but it wasn't a horrible one, but they just went a few minutes without making a
third period
basket.
They didn't have a few points at all.
And then Malachi Horton made a three, and they come down. There was a foul call. St. Clair got fouled, which that's usually just 2 points. And then right at the end, Wilson, I think Horton shot.
Yeah,
Wilson
missed the layup. He tipped it.
Missed it. Horton got the rebound and tipped it back in.
Yeah, from the side of the backboard. And the video's on our page. Y'all can go on there and watch it, the last part of it. And yes, there was some controversy or something at the end. It was not a fight.
No.
There was nobody punched in the face or nobody got body slammed. It's just energy runs high. This is a county they're both two proud programs. And it just energy runs high.
They did a good job of holding it.
Blocking that off before it did get silly.
Yeah.
Because if you got 18-year-old kids hitting a 16-year-old kid, so and that's why I didn't.
Yeah, it got cleared out pretty quick.
Yeah, I think everybody will get over it, and we'll move on. And God's good, and it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Probably MVPs, and they don't do MVPs there.
I thought they did. I did not know they didn't.
They hadn't never done a
I would say
county MVP, but we could have our opinions, probably Kylie Kurt and all Ace,
right.
Spring Garden Girls champion team, and probably
boys. You gotta give it to a winner. I mean, Wilson, Amos played good. Wilson and Amos, of course. Horton come up big last night.
Yeah, and the Martin kid buckets.
Yeah. Now I don't know how they did in the game before. I know
they played well.
I think St. Clair, he scored 2 games, 45 points, probably close to it.
Yeah, and Jack I think he had 20 of the game before, and of course Jada is blocks. You're just not going to hardly get around.
A lot of shots.
It's hard to get in around the rim with Jada.
Probably hard to keep him out of an MVP just for that.
Gosh, man, it's a difference. You can't score, you can't win if you can't. Because if you try to drive that lane, man, he's taking everything out of the sky.
Oh yeah. I mean, he takes it after they shoot it. I mean, it's not off their. I couldn't get the shot off because he blocked it. No, he got the shot off.
Yeah,
it was in the air. It just wasn't coming down yet.
No, it's a good tournament. I enjoyed getting the cover. I spent 24 hours over there altogether in the 3 days that I was there. So
I enjoyed it. That game last night was great. The Cedar Bluff Sandrock game. Friday night was a very good game.
It was down to a 4 or 5 point game at one time.
Yeah. I actually got cut to 3, and I don't know what happened, but there's 15 seconds left, and they called a tee.
Yeah, on Johnny for some call they made under the goal.
I don't know what happened. It just seemed from where I was watching, like, really? You going to decide the game on that? But I'm not a referee.
Well, usually the problem that most coaches have, and I'm not saying I'm not speaking for Coach Amison. Most time, and you coach basketball, just consistency.
Right. Well, you may come on, ref. I mean,
Well, you just missed that. You missed that same call down there on them, but now it's a foul on us. Oh, okay, I get it.
But you get one. And who's Blackwell's not going to say, let me think who I'm going to put on the line here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kenny Beck, coach, which he would be a good shooter.
Yeah.
You go shoot him. Man, he's going to put St. Clair out there.
Yeah.
Who shoots 90%.
Yeah.
And, which I have seen him miss, I think, 3 this year. But I've seen him shoot 50.
I jinxed him one time during the live video of day 2, and I apologize. I said they were playing Cedar Bluff, and he was coming back up the floor, and maybe Bucky and Austin kind of grabbed at him. They were trying to foul. I was like, and right before they did, I said, he's not the one you want to foul. Wait, I was like, why? You grab him.
I did that one night at a game.
You grab him. Don't grab him.
I told the fan beside me, I said,
you got a better chance maybe of letting him just shoot the ball because he's going to make the free throw.
There's 2. I did this to him one time. This is probably, this might not have ever happened in his career. This may be the only time. It may be my fault. He got fouled in the game. I'm like, well, there's 2. He missed them both. I've never seen him miss them both. Never. That was the only time. And but I've seen him miss maybe 5. I've watched him play 5 times this year. He shoots 8 or 10 a game. And, he's still up around 90. 90% means you do miss some every now and then, just not many.
And junior high boys watched that game. That was a good game too. Played Cedar Bluff. Center and Cedar Bluff played for the JV championship.
Yeah, good game.
Yes, Center boys won it, which was Whitefield and Jaquan and Kay and all them against Hunter Jenkins and Hunter Stallings and the Johnson boy and Isaac Bishop.
Oh yeah,
I mean, yeah. So it was a good game, and they went back and forth, and it was just good as a game as any of the games.
Right. Yeah, I like to beat them.
Those boys there in that game will play each other a lot in their life,
So
and
it's won't be the last time.
No, and it will be a good game for a long time.
I'm glad it was a good tournament.
Yeah, everything turned out good. So that's kind of the midway season. State games will start February 27th.
Is it that late?
Yeah.
Do you like the final?
Yeah.
8 and
Yeah.
stuff like that?
Final championship game at
Final
Birmingham.
4. Oh, okay. I thought you meant like the regionals.
So we got another good couple of weeks of ball. So y'all go out to your local teams wherever you're at and support your local teams and watch them. And we'll be around. I'll be at. I got a date at Spring Garden because I try to go.
I'm supposed to go over there Thursday.
I think I try to go in a circle.
I want to go watch Cedar Bluff and Spring Garden
Yeah.
Thursday. Wherever it's at. I don't know where it's at.
I think it's at Spring Garden.
Okay.
I try to make a circle, and I think my circle's starting back over to Spring. I used to start at Spring Garden, then I'll go to Sand Rock, then Cedar Bluff, and Center and Galesville. But one night I got mixed up because Cedar Bluff canceled. You know, when you text me, and I was like, "Well, I was on my way."
Coosa.
Yeah, and but I just pulled in there at Cherokee County Gym.
Had some bad weather.
They were playing Piedmont. I wanted to go to that game, but I couldn't go to both. And
What's the weather supposed to be like tomorrow?
same thing, just wet and cold.
But no thunderstorms.
No, just wet and cold. It's gonna be snowy kind of tonight, low 30s. Gonna be freezing tomorrow night and in the 20s. Gonna be cold.
Really?
Yeah, it's just cold and rainy, just miserable. Put on your wet boots and your rain jacket.
Oh wait, I was looking at that. I'm just making.
So, moving on from our local stuff, we appreciate everybody and all the love, man. I bet I added 40 people last night to the page. I was in here putting up a few last pictures. They just kept coming up.
Yeah.
So the show has grown so much. We got a lot of love, a lot of appreciation. People coming by. Hey, Matt, pictures are great. We appreciate you covering the county.
A lot of people like the pictures.
Yeah, covering the county. And
I personally don't like pictures of myself, but most people like seeing pictures of their kids playing.
Yeah.
I don't want to see myself in a picture.
Yeah, absolutely. And I enjoy doing it. I like doing it. I'm getting a little better at it.
Yeah, you do a good job.
So college stuff, we'll get right into some college talk, and I'll bring some of these topics up. And for our crew, we got a good crowd on night, guys. Don't forget you can hit the darn subscribe button. It's real easy. Tell a friend, tell mom and dad. Hey, if you want to know about some local sports stuff, we're gonna break it down and all kind of college stuff. We do it right here, guys, every Sunday night at 5:00. It's real easy. Go subscribe, YouTube, follow us on Facebook. We do appreciate all that. Let's get into a little bit of college talk, some yatter, some chammer. Jaden Rashada, everybody knows about this. If you keep up college football, he's going to be your number one QB guy coming. He was going to play for Napier at Florida. Watch some film on him. He's good. I think Nico's better. There ain't nobody better than this kid going to Tennessee.
Right.
It's just not close.
Yeah.
But the problem is they've released him from his letter of intent. Because
they did win. Bengals won 27-10. That's
27-10 it is. I had the Bills
so you
winning
got
that
Kansas City. Well, we'll get in that minute.
Yeah.
Kansas City and Cincy in the AFC Championship.
Yeah, Mahomes and Burrow. Two young gun smokers.
Was that? Yeah, again.
Two young gun smokers.
Yeah.
These guys are ice water. But Mahomes' ankle is – he come back out and played a little. But Rashada is not going to play at Florida. He lost he retracted his letter of intent, and Florida let him out of it. Because they promised him $13 million, supposedly, allegedly, and they didn't have the money.
Yeah, people
They
don't like
may do
that.
it. $13 million? Is that where we're at now in college football?
Why are you offering somebody that much? I mean, that's just me. I ain't going to get into all that.
What about A.D. Mitchell? You heard about him from Georgia? There, he's going to be
No, I've not.
top returning.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah, he's at Texas.
Huh?
Yeah.
Why? He's their other receiver.
They don't know who their quarterback's going to be, and it makes him a little nervous. He's he's afraid that that he won't be targeted as much, so he wants to go play with. He wants to go play with an elite quarterback like Quinn Ewers. So is Quinn Ewers then better than anybody that Georgia's going to bring on? Yes, probably so. So that's why he will be a Longhorn.
That's very disappointing, Mike. You got to talk to him on that. So you got Ladd McConkey on one side, you got Mitchell on the other, and you.
Well, it's that's why
Wow.
he wants to go play for elite quarterback. He wants to win.
You don't know that their next quarterback won't be elite. He probably will.
Could be, but it's definitely for sure thing at Texas, right?
I guess.
Quinn Ewers is ranked.
Georgia's going to be ranked number 1 again.
Quinn Ewers will be number 1 quarterback in the nation, and none of the ones that are at Georgia was ever close to him. That's if you're looking for a reason, that's why he went.
Stop that mess.
Coach Prime signs another number 1 cornerback, McLean. He was on the flip from Miami. Deion's just.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Deion's
smoke him if you got him.
Up, isn't he?
Yeah, smoke him if you got him. I'm happy about that. I think it's going to turn out to be a good thing. And while we're talking about Coach Prime, let's just go.
Coach Prime, he's getting some good signees. I will say that. And
Dean, let's look at
he's got some quarterbacks leaving. A.D. Mitchell. Wow.
Let's look at Colorado's schedule. Well, let's just look at that, guys. Y'all look along with us here. We've looked at it a little bit before the show and kind of tried to get something going and some thoughts. TCU.
Start out at TCU.
Yep.
I wouldn't.
That would be a loss.
I would think.
Let's try to let me write that down a little bit just so keep kind of running.
He wins
down.
that one.
Okay, TCU. That'd be an L. All right. Nebraska
at home. Nebraska got a new coach. They're probably about even. Let's give Colorado the nod since they're
it's at home. Win. All right. Next, they got Colorado State. I'm going to say win.
Yeah.
The Ducks, that's
at
going to be
with Bo Nix, no way. I mean,
it's an L. USC, that's an
play
L.
USC at home, though.
I don't
think
care.
it'll matter.
I don't. Arizona State, at Sun Devil State, that's a loss. Stanford,
Let's give
new coach, I'll give them a win. It's at home, too. Then they're going to have a bye week. Then they're going to travel to the Rose Bowl and play UCLA. I think UCLA's pretty good. I don't think they're ready to play that yet. They will be. And then we got Oregon State. I'm going to say they're going to be pretty good. I think that's an L.
They're supposed to be. I'm going to give them the upset against Arizona, though.
Arizona, okay, we'll say they upset Arizona. That's the upset.
I'm going to say they upset Washington State.
Washington State.
But they're supposed to be all right, too.
And Utah.
You said Rising was back?
Yep.
Oh, my gosh. How many is that?
All right, they're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 and 7.
We got the Colorado Buffs for 5 and 7.
5 and 7. I can't go any better than that. I really can't go any lower than that either.
I don't.
Maybe 6 and 6. You got to figure they may upset somebody they're not supposed to.
5 and 7. Of all those losses that we picked, let's just give an honest value. Of all the L's.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, most of them are good teams.
Yeah. And I don't know if they'll be, and they may lose the Arizona or Washington State game. So
I just kind of did that to make it. I mean, I'm assuming that they're going to. Yeah, somebody usually pulls an upset in that league.
If they lose one of these, that'll make them 4 and 8, which is improvement from a 1-win last season.
Oh, did they only win 1?
1 game.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they won 2.
1.
Wow.
1 game. So
he's got a big job on it.
So their first win will be against Nebraska, we assume, and then we Colorado State the next week, we assume. What if they go out there and lay an egg? Nebraska beats them.
Oh, I mean, Nebraska can beat them. That's the only thing. I look at this record. Everybody on there can beat them.
Yeah.
I mean,
they could.
I mean, I'm not saying they will, and I don't think they will, but they could.
They could win 1 or 2 games again.
Yeah. But I mean, that's not...
we're assuming highly that, and he's got some great players, but you still got to put them all together.
Yeah, it won't be easy.
If you got good cereal, but you got burnt milk, well, you ain't having cereal milk, right?
Yeah, it's gonna take some time. I'd be 5 and 7 if he goes 5 and 7. I'd be
I think the AD will be okay with that. If they win 6, if they beat one of these losses that we've got, like what if some crazy happens and they beat UCLA?
Oh my God.
Their quarterback gets hurt in the first quarter, and then the offensive, the center gets a stomach virus and can't play. I mean, I don't know. Jaden Rashad, Coach Prime, AD Mitchell to Texas. Oklahoma State, Sanders. This was a hot topic. This is the name of the video here. We got Auburn and Ole Miss fussing. They're fighting over
Spencer Sanders.
Well, he's supposedly Hugh Freeze had talked to him a good bit.
Yeah, he's good.
And Auburn needs a quarterback badly. It was kind of felt like through like Tiger droppings for Auburn. There was kind of a foregone conclusion that Sanders would be at Auburn soon. Well, and with Ole Miss and their quarter, Dart's coming back.
I don't know why Sanders would go there if Dart's coming back.
And they got that kid didn't they get a transfer from LSU? That other kid, he'd come over, I think.
I don't know about that, but I think Dart's fantastic.
Yeah, so you got another transfer come in, and then Oklahoma State's Spencer Sanders has come in. So
I don't know. I would, if I was Sanders, I'm not telling him what to do. I mean, just looking at it from a common sense standpoint, I go to Auburn.
Yeah, I guess he wants to go fight for a job at Ole Miss. I guess he likes Lane. That's got to be what it is. He likes Lane better than Hugh.
So yeah, Jackson Dart rushed for 600 or 700 yards, threw for 2,500. He's not going to be easy to beat out. And don't give me that. Well, kids like competition crap. No, they don't. Not that much. I mean, you don't want to work like a dog just to get the job. And then if you screw up once, boom, Dart's back in.
Yeah.
You better not mess up.
It just depends on who they are and their personality. Some kids enjoy. That's why Alabama was so good, because kids enjoyed. They could sell the idea of come to Alabama, play against the best linemen in the country, and compete. And if you win the job, obviously you're elite, so you're going to make a lot of money.
That's one of the things that amazed me about Nick Saban. How do you talk? I'm trying to think of somebody who's okay. Let's just say Jacob Corneo. How do you talk 2 other backs as good as him into coming to the same school? Mm-hmm. Hey, all 3 of you come here. What?
Yeah, like
my face.
Him and Fluff and
no, I'm not going there.
Him and Fluff and somebody, the kid from BB Comer, Harris kid.
Yeah, all 3 of them's going to center. No, we're not saying that. Don't get that out there. No, I'm not going to Corey Harris. Ain't that his name? Whatever. Kamari.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
BB Comer.
We've got Jacob Corneo and Fluff Bothwell. We want you to come up here and join them in the backfield. Get out of my house. Nick Saban did this, and it's like, okay.
Yeah. Well, it's you got to recruit the right kids that have a lot of heart and dig and grit, and that's the kind of kids you want to play on your team, and that's the kind of kids it goes after, because a lot of kids will go, you know what, you're right, I like the fight. I enjoy the competition, and that's why they go to Alabama, and that's why obviously Sanders enjoys the competition to duke it out with Dart. And if you don't like it, you know what he can do? Well, he'll transfer.
He's got to sit out a year. He's got to sit out next year.
Well, yeah, if he don't get to play, yeah, and he may just decide to go fishing or something. Yeah. He just enjoys competition. He must think he's better. That's the thing. The kids, that when you sell it to them, they go, well, you come in here and play with Fluff and Harris. And he goes, I'm better than them. I'm going to go up there and win that job. Watch this.
I must be different. I'm thinking,
yeah, you're different. I thought on that stuff is just, no, I don't want to. Why am I want to fight them for it? I can just go to another school and play right now.
Yes.
And that's what a lot of kids do, and that's fine too. Yeah. But
play for a good team.
Some kids think I can win that job because I'm better than them, and when you get those kind of attitudes, that's how you win national championships.
That's true.
That's how you win.
So blows my mind. I'm Sanders. I'm going to Auburn tomorrow.
Sanders to Ole Miss. We'll see how it works out. Here's some stats for you, Dean. 10% of the FBS starters last year were transfers. This year, 21% of starters this past season, 21% of the starters in FBS football were transfers.
Wow. And it'll just keep rising.
I think all this is going to settle out. It will. Right now,
maybe. Hopefully.
It's hot right now. It's popular. Well, you don't want. I'll just go over here. After a while, it's gonna be like, nah. I think I'm just gonna stay. It's gonna wear out its time.
It will. Weird stuff goes on. You got the possible best receiver on the 2-time national champion going for a 3-peat leaving. That's weird. I'm sorry. I think there's more to that.
I don't. When I first read it, I assumed there is more.
There's got to be.
His comments, and
they absolutely love him.
And I'm on Twitter.
He's been hurt.
Yes, that's the thing. He only caught 3 passes for the title game for like
he caught 9 balls this year.
80.
He was hurt.
He had 3, I think, in the title game for like 80 yards. So through Twitter, and that's where I kind of keep up with what they're tweeting, and you can find me on Twitter at BigMatt77. He wants to go play for a guy that's a settled elite quarterback. That's what he's selling. I don't know if that's the whole story, but that's the story that he's selling. They may be more to it. And I think there is. Example, Oklahoma had 30% of their team, Dean, last year was transfers. 2,500 players entered the portal by December. 2,500. And there people are asking me, well, tell us, where'd that kid go? Why do you not know? Well,
who knows?
I do have a life besides. It ain't like I sit here in this room in the dark and just have names all over the walls with pictures and where that kid's going. 20.
Every name. No, you couldn't. Nobody
like the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
2,500 kids. No, I can't. Georgia Bulldogs. I'm a little worried about their offensive line. They need to start fitting into the plugs. The portal is closed right now, but they're going to have leaving is the Gilbert, the Seether, and the Goede, Goody.
Now, I can see Gilbert leaving because he's playing behind Bowers.
They're all gone. Wide receivers, Blaylock, ACL, and Mitchell. Now,
that kind of shocked me. Blaylock's pretty good. He's not bad.
Yeah.
Something's going on at Georgia. They got somebody coming in. One of these receivers is
this kid
special.
From Mississippi State, wide receiver, Ray Thomas. Ray Thomas is coming in. And Missouri's Dominique Lovett.
Oh, he said Kirby flew into Carrollton on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know who that's.
Well, God, yeah, there's no doubt about that. But the video I had was that he landed at Model High School. That's the one I shared on the page.
I'm not knocking Model High School at all. I don't know of anybody that's being recruited heavy out of Model.
Did he just have to land there because it's close and he couldn't land? I don't know.
It's not close.
Not really. That's an hour drive. Is it an hour?
Farther. It's in Rome. I mean, Model didn't. But I didn't know. I mean, somebody can tell me if I'm wrong. Does Model have
somebody we don't know about?
No, I thought the only ones I would think that would be going to play for Kirby would be somebody from maybe Cedartown, Cartersville, Rome.
The Dogs are adding Ray Thomas, receiver, and this Lovett kid, write him down, put a star by his name. He's from Missouri. He's going to be good. McConkey going to be back, and then Bowie from A&M. This kid is really good. I looked at his.
Well, that's probably why Mitchell's.
I looked at Bowie's stats. He looks good, but I still check mark beside the offensive line for Georgia. I'm just not sure how that's going to work out. Dean, he's going to look at. You going to look at Ray's or Lovett's?
I'm going to look at Lovett's stats.
That's probably why some of these guys are leaving.
That's got to be. Now that you, he caught 56 passes last year. Now what was that? Ray Thomas.
Yeah, he's from Mississippi State. Which he probably caught a lot of balls because of Rogers throws the ball 60 times a game.
Wait just a second. Yeah, so it's starting to come together now. Oh, yeah, and Thomas caught 44. So you got 100 catches coming in. That makes more sense now.
I don't know what in the world.
Is this going on right now? Never mind, that's last week. 100 catches coming in. And there was another one, wasn't there? Bowie from
A&M.
Let's see what he caught. That's why Mitchell.
Now, Alabama, they're getting a tight end from Maryland, C.J. Dupree, 6'5", 260 pounds. But Preston and Isaiah Bond, we know they're going to be back. And then Jalen Hale, he's going to be back also.
Bowie, no, he's not done anything yet.
So Bama is picking up a tight end. This guy, 6'5", 260.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to get a guy that's going to compete with like a Latu. A guy that can be on the other end. Maybe he's going to be like
Latu gone, or is he back?
A Washington style player. I think he's coming back.
Okay, he's pretty good.
No, he's not. I don't know.
There's so many. I'm telling you, we're not. I don't know who's going and who's leaving.
I give it every week if somebody's going or coming. I had it on.
I mean, it's just unreal, the number leaving. And I heard the other day that Will Levis was probably going to be the top pick in the draft. Did you hear that?
Who?
Will Levis, Kentucky's
wow.
quarterback. That's what they're saying again.
Except for
Kentucky
injury,
fans don't agree with that. I think he's good, but they don't agree with him being the top pick in the draft.
Cameron Latu, 6'5", 225. 2 to return to Bama after missing an opener. That was 4 months ago. 2 is redshirt senior. The tight end Cameron 2 has accepted an invitation to play in 23 Reese's Senior Bowl in February. So he'll be done then.
Done.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he had a pretty good career. I think.
So this guy, this CJ Dupree, will be replacing Latu. He's a Latu type guy. 18 players from Alabama's hit the portal.
Wow.
Only one's come in so far.
One.
But now they did have the best recruiting class ever.
Right. Well, that's true. I want to see who the 18 are.
All those guys that went to TCU and
Alabama.
all those ones we went through.
I mean, we won't get into it. I just wanted to see if there was any. I'm telling you, this Alabama players.
Ones that's left are not like, it's like JoJo Earl and all them. They've been injured and couldn't play. Trey Sanders and those guys. Some of them are linemen and stuff.
I don't blame Sanders, and I don't. Transfer tracker. It's like a weather app now. Notable ones.
I don't know why.
Trey Sanders. Kyrie Jackson. Played a lot. Holden. Going to Oregon State. No, Oregon. Cohen. Wow. JoJo Earl. Yeah, we knew about that.
Why is college basketball on? Then the dog show. Motorcycle racing.
Tyler Harrell, the guy that transferred from Louisville. So they got a few.
There's no basket. There's no.
What channel?
What are they doing?
It's no football. We're gonna watch this dog show.
Well, it's not on anywhere. It said it's on Fox.
Let's see, Dallas.
Somebody look it up, I guess. Tell me where it's on at.
It don't start till 6:30. Well, is that right, or is that 5:30?
I don't. I guess we'll never know because the Westminster Dog Club show comes on.
Well, I'd rather watch that anyway.
We'll just watch wrestling, I guess. All right. Anyway, Tennessee Vols. Coach Heupel. Here's a question we'd like to pronounce to the crowd. Tennessee Vols making the 14 playoff question.
Possible. What they got coming back?
A lot.
And a pretty good team. I think they can.
8.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you that they will.
I had it on my paper over here. I think it's on one of these here. I went over it last week.
Dallas does start at 5:30.
Yeah. 6-6. Offense, defense. So, and that quarterback, he's good. Mm-hmm. And Nico's coming also.
Yeah, Milton is good.
Very good.
They lost their receivers, but I'm sure that they'll have some in the mix.
From the Miami offensive lineman Campbell, and then Nico showed out in the Polynesian Bowl. They won 20-13. He had 186 yards and rushed for like 60 yards. They got a kid, the Connor kid from BYU. He is a defensive back. He's on Twitter under Gabe Judy, Jeudy. He's under Judy on Twitter. You can find him over there. Good-looking kid, so they're adding defense. They're adding some defensive backs. Mm-hmm. He played 3 seasons at Vandy before he went to BYU. And, of course, with just Ed Milton, man, he looked great in the ball game.
Oh, yeah, he did.
What did he throw for? He went over 200 yards.
Oh, yeah.
3 touchdowns.
Got a cannon, don't he?
Man, he can sling it.
Mm-hmm.
So I
was impressed.
Very. I don't know if because my expectations were low, And he exceeded them?
Well, I'd heard he was good. I've got a cousin up in Kentucky that's a huge Tennessee fan. And he said this guy's good. Now, he didn't say he was as good as Hooker, but he said there won't be much of a drop-off. He was right. He knows his football, and especially his Tennessee football.
Yeah, if they beat Georgia, which they host Georgia this year.
That'll be their
top 50 for Glencoe, asking for a friend.
Top 50. Aaron, I have no idea where to even start on Glencoe.
That's Mark Cosby. He could probably give you a better rundown of Glencoe top 50.
That's been fun. I'll just say that. I didn't realize so many people thought they should be on it.
Yeah, well, everybody thinks they're better than somebody else. If you didn't break a school record or a state record, or like just some kind of historically crazy something you did,
that don't bother me. But don't ask me why. I'll just say his name. Don't ask me why Josh Moten's on the top 25.
Yeah, well, why is Josh Moten on?
Come on, dude.
Before you question some of the people,
I'm not gonna say your name. I love you.
Some of the people on the list, before you question the name that's on there, go to AHSA and just look at his stats. And
Please God, somebody asked me why Michael Johnson's on the list.
And then you look at it and you go, okay, he played at Jacksonville. He was a Division I type athlete. Oh, that's why probably.
I want somebody to really make just a goofball move. I mean, why's Martin Houston on this list? Please.
Nobody will.
I know they won't. But Josh Moten, that's not real far. And I'll give him credit now. They didn't ask why he was on it. They asked why he was so high.
Because he was, what he
played,
wherever he played at.
But I would love to somebody come at me and ask me really why's Cody Blanchard on the list? Please. I'm begging you.
No, that ain't gonna happen. But just because you think you should be, don't mean. And you could go make your own list. That's why I told somebody the night of the game. Said, "Well, this list should have so and so." We'll go on Facebook and make your own list. It's fun.
I think it's great.
It's just supposed to be for fun, and people get their panties wadded up.
I would like to hear more about the guys on the list than the guys that
should be on the list. Let's highlight the guys that are on there instead of just making up names. And why ain't I on there? I played 67 years over there, and I should play. No, I don't care. What did you do? What team did they win the state championship? Did they go to a state championship? Did you make 500 tackles? You need a 500 tackle.
No, it's good to pine for somebody else.
You need to make.
Don't pine for yourself.
500 tackles. No, don't do that. That's immature. But, if you have like 500 tackles for a career, that's probably going to make it on there.
Yeah, fine. I mean, these are just gaudy stats, and I put up the stats on there.
20
like Johnny Mack, 7,500 yards.
That's crazy.
Caleb Crane, 450 tackles. Come on, guys.
20 career interceptions.
Yeah, 20 pigs.
That's a career, a school, and almost broke a state record.
Got close, yeah. And Brian Bush was on there. He had 27 pigs. I had somebody, and Brian don't watch, so it don't bother me. Somebody asked me about him. He had 27 interceptions.
That's pretty good.
That's 7 a year.
Yeah, especially in a small area that don't throw the ball a lot. Back then, they really didn't throw the ball a lot.
Yeah, he played 92.
That means he probably
pretty much picking everything that was thrown.
Right. Yes. Right. And that's what people. If you don't know because you're too young and you don't know. You just don't know, and that's okay. But go look up stuff before you get crazy, and go on your page and make your own list and say, "Here's the people that wasn't on the Matt and Todd Show dummy list." That's fine. Have fun with it. It's no big deal because I really don't. It's not a big deal. It's just supposed to be for fun, and people get.
Yeah. I don't think nobody got real tore up.
I don't think so. But people are.
I only think one person said I didn't know what I was talking about.
And people.
Okay, well, I just put stats beside it.
People are a little sensitive, and that's okay because we live in that kind of era. So.
But now they want me to do a basketball one, and I don't think I'm going to fool.
That's hard. That would be hard.
Very hard. Sorry, Johnny.
Yeah, that would be tough.
Johnny didn't ask me to do one, but Johnny would definitely be on the top 10 list. Our top 5 list to play at Cedar Bluff.
Yeah,
ever.
Moving through back on college stuff. Yeah, y'all just enjoy the list and have fun with it.
Enjoy it.
Milton looked good in the ball game we just talked about. Jackson left to go to Indiana. Right, I don't know why. Moore and Schuler are all walk-on quarterbacks. You got 2 guys that walked on to be quarterbacks. They're gonna. You got the number 1 quarterback in the nation, Nico. Then Milton is money, and they have 2 more guys that come on and try to. I don't know. Well, good luck to them.
Yeah.
The competition's good. Now talking about schedule for Tennessee. Are they gonna make this 14 playoff, Dean? September 16th, there's not all their games. These are the highlight ones.
Mm-hmm.
September 16th, they're at Florida, which was 6-7 last year.
Which will probably be better.
Yes. They'll be October 21st. They'll be at Bama, which was 11-2 this year.
Tough game.
They'll host Georgia.
Tough game.
November 18th is what did I do there? That's the game the day they host Georgia. And the last game was 27-13 like this past season.
Right.
So 27-13 Georgia Tennessee. 2022, 2023. What's it going to be?
Of course, they'll still have their in-conference games. Kentucky, South Carolina, who aren't bad. South Carolina had a good year. They'll have to beat them. I don't know what Missouri's got coming back.
Do they play Missouri?
Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt improved a lot.
Yeah, I know they play Vandy.
And
they may not play Missouri.
I think Tennessee, yeah, they'll
They
have to. I don't know who they're out of.
Yeah, I
don't know who they play on the other side.
Like Ball State or.
No, I'm talking about on the other side of the West. I don't know who they play out of the West.
Yeah, because them in Missouri and Georgia, and they're all in the same.
Right. Be interesting.
Yeah, so I mean it's pretty easy to say. November 18th, they will host Georgia. If they beat, I'm not gonna make a way too early pick, but I'll just go and tell you right now, there's a high possibility because Georgia we don't know who their quarterback is. They're losing a lot of players, but they lost a lot last year. It is impossible to three-peat. It's never been done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't. Well, I didn't
never
thought
been
they
done.
would repeat.
It's never been done. Bama played sloppy. That knocked them out of the rotation. That's why Georgia won. Basically, that's
Bama didn't have a.
They lost
ended up
LSU.
doing pretty good.
They lost LSU. They should have not have lost that game. That's just pure sorriness. They play focused in that game like they did against Kansas State. They win, and they go on and challenge Georgia for a national championship.
Right.
Challenge them. I don't know if they'll beat them or not.
I don't know if they beat them.
But it would not have been
65
70 to nothing. That's just ridiculous. Show up at a college football game, you score one stinking touchdown. What kind of have some gall about you? Have some kind of that's just ridiculous. A touchdown?
Georgia's defense must have been.
You were
good.
runner up? Bull crap. They're not that good. Missouri played them better. Missouri's not better than TCU. And neither is Kent State. There's no way.
Oh, no.
Kent State and Missouri played Georgia better than TCU.
Nah, it's probably just, I don't know, they might still been on the high from beating Michigan. I don't think they thought they were going to win that game.
It's a bad
And you got to turn around and play Georgia.
showing. Bad showing. And the committee put them in there. That's what they wanted. So you got what you wanted. And you lost $180 million.
Georgia will be improved on both sides of the ball.
We have no idea who their quarterback is, and their defensive leaders are all gone. I don't know. I don't know.
They lost 16 last year.
But we knew who was coming back. Their quarterback was coming back. They were going to be able to run the ball, and they had dudes up front, Carter and them. Well, I knew they were going to be good in the middle. I don't know they're going to be good in the middle. I don't know who their quarterback's even going to be. How good's their run game going to be?
Well, they got most of those backs back.
There was a lot of question marks for people that don't follow it close. Benton does. He knows everybody on the team. And he knew, I knew, you knew, we knew who was coming back. Did we pick them to repeat? No, because early season, we thought Bama was going to come in hungry and be focused. But
Bama had everybody back on defense, or most of them.
They played lackadaisical. Tennessee, they got blowed out because they can't stay on sides. And the refs didn't help neither with about 4 calls that they should have been fired for. And then the LSU game, they just played bad. And LSU played good. Hats off. They won the West. But this year, and that I know who I know on this team of Georgia, there's a big question mark. I don't know. Quarterback, who's going to run the ball? Who's coming back? Off defensive line up in the middle. Those guys are gone. Dean and all those guys, Ringo.
Yeah, Ringo. Wow. I think they got most of the backs back.
Yeah,
Their backs are good. I mean,
I would assume we can assume that Georgia and Bama would play.
They got Starks back. He's supposedly the best DB in the country. So, returning, but that's a DB.
But LSU's not back. Going to be terrible neither, man.
No. Brian Kelly did a good job.
And they, I mean, I don't know if they'll win the West again, but Lane Kiffin's going to have a lot of problems for people to deal with. He's going to have another 8, 9. He's going to have another 9-win season. He could play Mr. Stumblebug for Alabama again.
Yes, definitely.
But, and I got a big but here. Could Auburn choke up and stumble LSU? Because I think that game is at Auburn.
I don't know what Auburn's going to. I mean, Auburn lost Bigsby, but, they do have a new coach. I think they'll. Let's see. I'm looking at this Georgia. You don't really say. We ain't got into it deep enough yet. They don't. All right, let's see.
Yeah, they got to, Mr. Jeff. Yeah, the penalties. Now, if they play like they did against Kansas State all year, they've been great. Yeah, we got some.
Marcus Rosemi Jack Saint is returning. That may have been another reason Mitchell left. He's very good. McConkey's returning.
I can't find. I'm trying
Georgia
to find.
brings back
You want to give us
both inside linebackers.
Fox? It's on right now, and I can't find it. It says it's on Fox. Break us down on the Heisman story.
The Heisman story.
Charles White.
Charles White died January the 11th. He won the Heisman at USC in 1979. Man, I want you to hear these stats. Freshman year, 850 yards rushing. Sophomore, 1,400. Junior, 1,850.
Yeah, I've kind of knowing and keeping up with him a little bit. People know the name.
And senior year,
He was
2,050. Now, guess who his fullback was his senior year?
Hang on. I was going to say Marcus Allen.
It was Marcus.
Bang, boom, Jeopardy question.
So I don't know I don't even know if they won it that year, but yes, they had him and Marcus Allen in the same backfield. He won the Heisman, got drafted by the Browns, did okay, but got on drugs. Said he used marijuana a lot at USC, like every day. Then he ramped up to cocaine, and it pretty much destroyed him. And by about 85 or 86, he had decided he wanted a different life. And John Robinson, who was his coach at USC, was the Rams coach by this time. And he signed him.
Give him a chance.
Give him a chance. He led the league in rushing and was the NFL Comeback Player of the Year in 87. And he didn't do much after that, but he did have that. And I just thought that was a great story to come back 7 years and 8 years down the road.
It's a bad trip.
And lead the NFL in rushing. And he died this past week from dementia. And you got to wonder if that's from the hits because he wasn't very old. I mean, he was 65.
No, I don't think so.
But
there's too many other players that never had any problems.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 65 years old, but passed away. But I thought he was a great comeback story.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I mean, 7 years, man. 7 years just done, pretty much.
He's out of it.
Complete addict. And then he comes back and leads the league in rushing.
He was just smoking pot.
No cocaine.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. He said he smoked pot every day at USC.
Yeah.
Then he ramped up to cocaine. And was on cocaine some during his tenure at USC, during his Heisman Trophy tenure. And then it just became a full-blown. When he played for the Browns, he didn't do a whole lot, and they ended up cutting him. And but Robinson gave him another chance, and he.
That's why you don't do drugs, kids. I mean, I ain't gonna get on no rant. I don't want to get on preaching about drugs and Gateway, but let me just give you 20 seconds. The reason they say gateway drugs because you start out smoking pot, and then that's fun, and you kind of get bored with it. And in the other corner of the room, well, those guys, well, what are they doing? Oh, they're doing coke. Well, let me go try that.
Yeah.
You do that a little bit, and think, well, that's kind of fun. Well, what are these? Man, they look like they're really having a ball over here in this corner.
Yeah.
A next year later at a party.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're shooting heroin. Well, let me try that and see. You see,
right? It can ramp up.
It's the curiosity of your mind because our flesh is weak, and that's why you need Christ, and He can take those temptations away. Is it easy? No, absolutely not.
Mm-hmm. Right. But I never did hear anything else about him going back down that road.
But those gateway things, one can open a box, can open a box, can open a box. So just try to steer clear of all of it. That'd be good advice.
But I just thought it was a great story. 6,200 yards in college, 3,000 in the pros, 1,300 coming 1 year. After Eric Dickerson decided or got hurt or decided to go play for the Colts.
Yes.
Got into it with the Rams ownership, which Eric Dickerson was fantastic.
Yeah, one of the best ever.
So Charles White,
arguably by some of the.
Some
people got him
number. I used to think he was.
Yeah, a lot of people got Dickerson number one. Some people got Emmitt Smith one. You could,
I think
whatever.
in a short 5-year period, Dickerson. Somebody saw that.
Walter Payton,
the best ever. Yeah.
Marcus Allen, Barry Sanders.
Yeah, I think he's
those 5 that I just mentioned. I think if we had 5 people in the room, and each one of them started their list as
there it is.
Yeah, as that person number one, I'd go. Nah, I don't think Walter Payton can be one. How about Emmitt? No, it's right. Everybody can be right. Like the list Dean put out, who's on the list? Well, I think good. Then you think they should be on there, and that's okay.
Decided Sanders is the greatest back.
Yeah, I don't.
Because he never had less than 1,400 yards.
I know, but man, watching him play, he was unbelievable.
Yeah,
and he played on a terrible team.
Greatest pro back.
I think he gets a lot of respect because he played on such a bad team.
Yeah.
And then we had jokes as kids. We would say, "Well, what if Emmitt Smith and Barry swapped? Emmitt wouldn't been as great."
We don't know.
That may be a good question. But what if Walter Payton would have played for the Redskins and not played for the Bears? Because that was a good team. Okay, that offensive line, and they had Peyton, Perry, and them on the other side, and you had McMahon as quarterback, and you had Ditka, one of the best coaches ever, to coach the darn game. And they may be moving for Chicago since we just brought that up. Have you read that? Have you read that?
No,
I read that today, flipping through NFL news about these games. Chicago plans for
because of right.
Chicago plans for $212 million renovation to keep Bears in Chicago was the title. I didn't read it. I just read that and I was like, what? Why?
That will not go over good.
Because
you can't do nothing about
the crime. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Still shootings every weekend.
Well, sure. And they got the strictest gun laws in the nation, and these kids getting shot in strollers up there. Because bad guys get guns. But guys, guess what? Bad guys don't go in the store and buy guns. They buy them on the street. Yeah. Gun control laws don't work.
How many?
Bad hearts are what kills people. Bad hearts. Bad hearts. Bad intentions is what kills people, not guns.
I'm fixing to ask you a very dumb question.
About the Bears?
No, about drug gangs. Can they not consolidate a little bit?
They have. Over the past 20 years, they're really way down by statistics. I watched some stuff the other day.
But I mean, can they not combine together instead of warring over turf?
No, that's the whole point of it. Because this is my side.
Hey, man, you got one, I got one. Why don't we come together and we can all work this territory?
Well, but you still got to split it.
Well,
you got to split it somewhere. It's just greed. It's just the devil. Straight up devil. Period.
Benton Burris just sent me who's coming back.
Okay, good. Ooh. Jim Brown, golly, he was good.
Kendall Milton and DeJuan Edwards are back. McConkey.
Yeah.
Lovett. Arian Smith, who's good. And this Smith guy come in.
Now, who's the tailbacks coming back?
Kendall Milton and DeJuan Edwards. Both of them 700 and 500 yards.
Yeah, Milton was, I like him.
Marcus Rosemi, Jack Saint, who's actually pretty good. Tight end Bowers.
Yeah.
Come on.
Get him the ball.
Okay.
Yeah, and their schedule is.
That's just their offense. But.
Yeah, and defensively, they're going to be good, but there's too many questions, but here's why, because their schedule, and if you really want to have a good laugh, and anybody can laugh at this. Me and Benton talked about it. We laughed at it.
Okay, wait just a second. I gotta send a text to somebody, a buddy of mine.
Georgia schedule. Okay. FBS. T. Martin. Okay. All right, let's go right here. Since we're talking, we brought up Georgia.
I just had a friend call me.
Yeah, I'm working over here. You just hush it. Okay.
Who was that?
Oh, dang it. All right. Do you see a loss in the first 6 weeks at Georgia?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9.
Okay.
That South Carolina possibly can.
No, that's not going to happen.
You don't think there's
No
way?
chance. Vegas would have Georgia be favored by 14 in that game. I'd bet money they're favored by 13.5. Do you see a loss in any of those games? Georgia
Possibly
Tech,
one.
maybe Tennessee, Ole Miss, Missouri, and then, of course, the Florida games at Jacksonville. So, breaking down Georgia's schedule, they got one tough game. Okay.
How is South Carolina supposed to be next year? I know Rattler's coming
Yeah, he's
back.
going to come back.
You know, they used to upset Georgia every now and then. Did you hear what I said? I had another friend just call me during the show.
Napster.
Oh, no. Now, I'll give this guy credit. He may not know that we're on.
Oh, crap. See what we got
He
here.
may not.
Okay, let's go right here. We go to share. Go here. Go there. Okay.
Rittenberg just sending me the details now. Well, he's in a check.
This is South Carolina's season.
North Carolina, they could lose that. Georgia, too. Yeah. At Tennessee, whew, we got a tough schedule. Florida.
They'll beat Furman, and Mississippi State is at home. I probably
say
favor
they'll beat North Carolina. It might be a great game.
now that quarterback. What's his name? Drake's.
Drake May.
Bro, wow. I don't know about that.
They'll go 7-5, 8-4, 7-5. I don't know. They got a tough schedule.
They could beat Kentucky, Vanderbilt. They got JSU at home, and they go to A&M. They're at Missouri. Missouri and A&M may play them good in that last stretch.
I'm looking at the defense now. Missouri, that's not a good stretch.
Those two travel games. See these two here being on the road. These two being at
A&M and at
yeah,
Missouri.
they're gonna dump one of them,
That could hurt you.
wouldn't it? You'd think.
I would think definitely.
Yeah, that's.
They do lose. They don't have as much back on the defense.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about Georgia.
I know.
But they do have
I don't.
some back.
I just don't.
They got their inside linebackers back and their
But
safety.
their schedule.
Right. You're saying it's
They're going to walk. It don't matter if they're not going. They're not bringing back as good of a class. But
Right.
it ain't going to matter because they don't play nobody. They play Tennessee.
The only reason I keep saying South Carolina, and that's probably their next toughest opponent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the tough one for Alabama in April?
Bama. The only thing that makes Bama's schedule easy, it helps it, is this they're at home a lot of these tough games.
Yeah.
Yes, Middle Tennessee,
I'm talking about A-Day.
Texas, UCF. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The first 6 games, and they don't have the off week. Their bye is way late in the
Got
season.
a rough little stretch there.
That 6 weeks time. I mean, these 6 games here, I don't see them losing to Tennessee, Oklahoma, UCF, Ole Miss, at Mississippi State, at A&M. One of them, A&M or Mississippi State will challenge them.
Yeah.
I think because it's there. They don't. We'll see how good this team is on the road because last year was terrible on the road.
See, that's 6 straight. That's 6 straight. Keep going.
But
LSU, Kentucky, they got 7
they got
straight.
Tennessee at home. That's going to help on October 21st. Then they'll get to rest up and they'll make this last run. LSU is going to be a good game.
They could drop one of them, but that's the thing now. You can lose one
But see, the thing is,
and get in that playoff.
it's the ranked teams. And the difference in Alabama and Georgia scheduling is Georgia don't have to play LSU, which is consistently a top 10 football team. Georgia, if Tennessee, it's only miraculously that Tennessee's been good last year because they hadn't been last 20, okay?
No.
So Georgia usually has no ranked opponents on their schedule.
Right.
Sometimes when Florida's good. When have they been relevant in 15 years?
They've not been as good here lately.
So
Not this past.
what I'm
2
saying
years.
is this Bama schedule this year, they're going to be playing a few more ranked opponents than Georgia's going to be playing. and the difference in making, because the difference in the schedule is who? It's LSU. And what Arkansas's been good.
Arkansas's been
And I'm
fine.
fixing to talk about them right now.
Yeah, they've got some guys coming back, don't they? Their quarterback's back.
There, I need to get that coupon, Dean. There's Arkansas' schedule. Now, while we're looking at that schedule, finished 7-6 for 2023 season. We're going to look at them this coming year. Thursday, Dan Enos, new offensive coordinator, quarterback coach at Maryland, 2015-17 at Arkansas, set a school record for 62 touchdowns. He did work he worked at Bama.
Okay, I thought
He worked with Jalen Tua and Mac Jones. He
was good.
Yeah.
He was a good quarterback coach.
Yes, he was.
I forgot about him.
Jalen Hurts, he was with all that group. He walked out of Bama to coach at Miami with Diaz.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of people were not happy that he left.
Barry Odom to UNLV and Cherie. So those guys that have also left Arkansas. So Barry took one of the guys with him. And they've had 28 kids to get to leave at Arkansas also. But
I don't like Enos leaving them and Browse.
But Browse is gone. Enos is in.
Okay. He's a new. No, I do like Enos being there. I'm talking about Browse.
See, he went to TCU.
Right. Yeah, Enos is a good hire.
But he left for the same job. Why you do that? Something happened. I was told that he asked for some money. This is what I read on a Hog Talk. He asked for some money, and they were like, I don't know. And he shopped himself, his agent. They have agents. His agent shopped him to TCU. I think he did it. He shopped it to, I don't say as a joke, but as, well, if I want to get a little more money, I'm going to shop over here. Then he comes back, hey, Coach Pittman, TCU wants me for, they're going to pay me $10 million.
Didn't work out.
Oh, really? All right. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.
Yeah, we got somebody in the wing.
Well, wait a minute, Coach. Well, I really didn't want to leave. I just want to get one more. Well, it's a good offer. You should go take it. So it beat him in the butt. But, I mean, he's going to be calling He's going to be calling O at TCU, which will be.
He may not have liked it there.
TCU will be a top. Anyway. That'll be a top 10 team again. Because supposedly, Brown's wife and kids loved it at Arkansas. Loved it. They didn't want to leave. I think he shopped himself, and they just said, well, sounds like a good offer. See you, buddy. Wait a minute, Coach. No, you got an offer. Go ahead. We'll see.
Sometimes that stuff don't always work out.
All right, now we're looking at their schedule right here. Western Carolina, Kent State, BYU, at LSU. So 1, 2, 3, they should be 3-0 going to LSU, which will be a tough game. A&M, I'm so uncertain about A&M. I'm going to do A&M next week.
Too many people transfer out.
I'm going to do A&M next week. Y'all guys want to see that? I'm going to dig into some A&M. I got to figure out who. They're all gone. Like, all those kids left.
No, I know. They had a ton of kids leave.
I got to figure that out.
Ton of kids.
And then Arkansas will be at Ole Miss. That'll be a good game. Then they're at Bama. So these two, they're going to lose one of Ole Miss or Alabama.
I think they would lose
or both.
One of them. At least one of them, at best.
They're going to take off, and they're going to come back, and they're going to go to Florida. They're going to play Auburn at home. That'll help being at home. Then they got FIU, and they'll finish with the
have a better year.
The boot game, Missouri and Arkansas.
They got Jefferson back.
Is that the boot? No, that's LSU and Arkansas. Ain't it? Yeah. So they'll win a lot of those games. You would figure they won't beat Alabama. I would figure
not there.
They won't beat LSU at home. So that's 2 losses. Ole Miss may be a toss up, and Florida may be a toss up. I'm gonna do some.
Go 8-4.
We may do some digging on Florida next week. You do Florida, I'll do A&M. Right. We'll try to get what the heck's going on. You know?
Yeah. Tough league.
Yeah, it is. Man, that's the 23rd at LSU. We just talked about the 7th at Ole Miss, the 14th at Bama, the November 4th at Florida. And the 11th they host Auburn. That's the Arkansas.
Auburn's probably going to be better, I would think.
There's just so many players jumping off at Arkansas, guys, and I was curious.
I thought everybody liked Pittman.
Reading through this, I was kind of curious, and I wanted to know more, so I spent
we had a touchdown there.
30, 40 minutes on reading about it, and I kind of put this together and found out about some. I knew Browse left, but these other coaches have left too. Odom's left.
Yeah, that's a big loss.
And Cherie and it's had 28 kids.
I don't understand that. Well, that's going on everywhere, though.
Michigan.
Alabama had 18.
That's who he was talking about earlier. Michigan, the QB coach, Matt Weiss, fired computer access crimes. I don't know what it was. It just says computer access crimes.
I did read that.
I don't know what is computer access crimes, y'all have.
I mean, I'm just going to throw this out there. Well, no, he can do that. He's an adult. He would have got arrested. I mean, something inappropriate?
I don't know.
I mean,
They didn't say like sex crime, or it didn't say nothing weird. Yeah, Beck and Vandegrift, which, Benton, you know how I am about Daggum Vandegrift. I think he's great. I praised him the day. I watched him win state championship games.
At Prince Avenue.
I love him. I thought he would come in and start over Bennett. I think he's great.
I know. You had told me that before.
He says May is gone from North Carolina. What?
May?
What are you talking about?
I'm telling you, there's too many people leaving. It's too much to keep up with, man.
Gone from North Carolina. Announces plan 2023 late May. It's staying at Chapel Hill. This was that's.
He's changed his mind.
Well, I don't know. That was December. You see, Bowl lost leads break May, ready to move on.
Oh.
This is after Hills. This is like
2
weeks ago.
I thought he was staying. So they lost the bowl game, and he's just.
Drake May reminded us of he still could be for the Tar Heels. Winning play. Well, I just want to know, is he
What about
on the
Hartman
roster?
going to Notre Dame? Boy, he makes them a force now, don't he?
Who?
Hartman.
Yes.
Yeah.
At Notre Dame, yeah.
From Wake Forest, yeah. Wow. I thought that was a good pickup.
It is. Tell us about we're about to wrap it up here. Super Bowl will be February the 12th, guys, at Glendale, Arizona. By the way, Rihanna's doing the halftime performance.
Oh yeah, before we get into the last thing,
we're gonna do the Ed Reed.
Yeah, we'll do that last. You want to move in just quickly? Basketball.
Yes.
SEC basketball. We're only going to cover 3 teams, which will be Auburn, Alabama, and Kentucky, because I am a Kentucky fan. Alabama ranked in the top 5 this past week. They beat Vanderbilt by 12 and Missouri by 21, both on the road.
And some people say
they should be number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, does it matter? I mean, they're going to get a number 1 seed if they go to the NCAA tournament right now. So don't start that. They need to be number 1. Well, a lot of times teams get that number 1 and it don't take them long to get knocked down. Kentucky beat Texas A&M and Georgia this week by 14-9. Alabama has Mississippi State this week and Oklahoma Saturday. That's interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, and Kentucky has Vanderbilt this week and Kansas, number 2 in the country, Saturday. Auburn keeps on winning. They're 16-3. They beat South Carolina and LSU by 15. They have they have A&M Wednesday and travel to West Virginia Saturday. All right, the top 10 in basketball. Number 1 is the Houston Cougars. Number 2, Kansas. 3, Purdue. 4, Alabama. And 5, UCLA. Well, they're good. You watched UCLA play?
No, I haven't. That one kid we know that played last year.
Tiger Woods. No, not Tiger Woods. Tiger Campbell.
Yeah.
Top 5.
Tiger Woods announces he's going to the college.
So, I mean, I don't know. You people, guys, don't let me get on the diatribe. We hear enough that Alabama needs to be number 1 in football. Now we're hearing it in basketball. Yes, they're good, but I don't know that they should be number 1. I mean, Houston's 17-1, Kansas is 16-1, Purdue's 16-1, Alabama's 15-2.
You find nothing new.
What are you looking for?
Still Drake May. Nothing. There's nothing new. Everything December 8th.
UCLA 5th, Gonzaga 6th, Texas 7th, Xavier 8th, Tennessee 9th, and Virginia 10th.
No news.
And that's it for basketball.
January of 2023. Nothing. Everything's named. He was named Freshman of the Year. That's it. The only news says he's returning is from December 7th. So
He's got to be returning, guys. He's
there's
just a freshman.
There's no news of him moving. No, I can't find nothing. Not saying anybody's wrong, but I can't find it. So anyway, NFL Super Bowl will be February 12th, and we'll do a big show that Sunday before, and we'll probably go live during the game. I will, and we'll chat about it and talk about the game. It's in Glendale, Arizona again. I'll be on Fox. Don't have a time yet. Probably 7 or 8. Rihanna is doing the halftime performance. Cowboys, 49ers are playing. 49ers were favored by 4.5. The Bills were favored by 3. They are out.
Yep.
Jaguars
Cincinnati
and Chiefs.
And San Francisco just scored a touchdown.
They said nothing.
Interception return for a touchdown by the Commodore. What is his last name? The Commodore. That's got to be the best name in football.
Jaguars and Chiefs. Chiefs were favored by 10 in that game, and they did take care of business.
They knocked him out.
That was a good game. I went back and watched it. Kansas City's defense is too much, and Mahomes is too good. And he did turn his ankle. He was limping, and the guy that come in backed him up. Winky, Chris. It ain't Chris Winky, is it?
No. Chris Winky's 50.
He had a weird last name.
Let's see. Kansas City Chiefs.
So Chiefs move on. Jaguars are out, and the Eagles were 7.5-point favorite. They should have been a 75-point favorite because the Giants had no answers for the Eagles and Jalen Hurts.
They rushed for about 300 yards
at all,
and now it won't pull up. Kansas City Chiefs. I have no idea who their backup was.
Yeah, he's he played some today.
I got 3 bars.
Let's see.
It won't pull up the Gamecast.
Let's see. Box scores and Chiefs and Heaney. I was going to say Penny.
Oh, Chad Heaney.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs and stats for the day was 362 total yards for the Chiefs and 349 total for the Jaguars. Pretty much even in passing. The only difference then was not really much at all. Time of clock possession, the Chiefs did hold the ball about 10 more minutes. They were both pretty close on penalties.
Chiefs rushed for a lot of yards.
They both rushed for.
Panchenko had over 100.
They both exactly rushed for 144 yards. Both teams. These stats, see how it lined up here. It was 27-20 was the final. Right. But
Jaguars.
What we're going to find out with this 12-team playoff and these portals, it's going to be Heaney. Yeah, I was going to say Penny or Chad Weenie, or I knew it was something.
Chad Heaney. Yeah, from Michigan.
I could see the ncaa, but
what did he call it?
But these from Michigan.
Oh, he didn't say Michigan.
But these guys from the 12-team playoff and stuff, what you're going to notice, college football is going to start being like this.
Yeah.
This is where it's going.
I don't have no problem with that.
It's going to be very close. All the games are going to be very even.
So you don't ever hear that. You don't ever hear, well, by gosh, the Dolphins should have been in. Thank God. But we don't have to hear that no more. I'm all for it.
So the
sooner the better.
Let's talk about this matchup then. It'll be next weekend.
Chiefs and Bengals.
Yeah, it'll be the NFC will be the Eagles and
the winner of this game on right now.
The Chiefs.
Now Chiefs is going to play.
Yeah, that's
Chiefs
the AFC.
Play the Bengals.
Yes, the Eagles
will play the winner of this game.
This game here.
Yeah.
NFC.
Bengals and Chiefs. Where's this? Where's it at? It's going to be in Kansas City. No, I think Kansas City wins.
Yeah, no. What did they say?
I think it's got to be. They've got the better record.
I think it. Let me see. AFC. I seen something weird about that when it went off.
They may have changed it, but I wouldn't think so. Because for some reason Dallas had to go to Tampa Bay the other night.
Atlanta.
The AFC Championship's going to be in Atlanta.
Championship Sunday. The Bills and the Chiefs ended up whatever.
Oh, so they moved it to a neutral side.
Yeah. I remember seeing that at the end of the game, and I was like, well, that's kind of weird.
I don't think that's fair.
AFC Championship game to Bengals and Chiefs location, time, date.
I don't see any fairness in that.
Bengals and Chiefs odds, TV times.
Why would they do that? after all these years. I mean, if you do it from the first, it's fine.
Well, you got to start sometime, I guess. Sunday, the 29th.
What's the point of being better in the regular season then?
At 5 o'clock. So next week when we start, we'll put it on and we'll watch the game. Location, Arrowhead Stadium, Kansas City.
Oh, so they are playing in Kansas City.
And this is 23 Bengals.
What did it say it was in Atlanta?
I don't know. That's what it said. I remember seeing that when the game went off. It's like, why are they playing in a weird place? Send this game to determine AFC, CBS.
That's a revenge game. That's a big game for Kansas City. I think the Bengals are playing good.
Jim and Tony will be your announcers. They call a good game.
So who do you think will win it? The Bengals are playing.
Yeah, let's,
I mean, not to get too deep into it yet, but.
Well, they play next week. Bengals and the Chiefs. I don't know, man, but it's at the Chiefs. It's at 5.
I'm gonna pick Kansas City.
At 5.
I mean, Chiefs are playing great, but I don't. They got good defense. They can bring a lot of pressure on Burrow, and I'm sure they'll come after him. It was a great game. Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Chiefs.
I'm gonna take the Bengals. Mahomes is hurt. And him limping around, he won't be able to run. And the odds are the FanDuel has the Chiefs opened up as the Chiefs are a 3-point favorite, which is fair.
Right.
Now the NFC game. See, it says Atlanta Championship Sunday noted. Okay, is it if the Bills and Chiefs end up playing each other in AFC Championship game, then the game will be played in. Okay, but they didn't.
What?
Because the Bengals won. If the Bills would have won, the Bills would have had to play.
Why would they have played in Atlanta?
If the Bengals play the Chiefs, then the game will be in Kansas City. I remember seeing that somewhere down the line. That's why I paused and thought. So this game here, the winner of these guys here are going to play the Eagles. I like
San Francisco.
I do too. Yeah, I mean, I don't.
I do. I like their defense. I like their McCaffrey. I like Purdy. I like their receivers. They got Debo Samuel back.
But now, do you like them to beat?
I think San Francisco's going to the Super Bowl. Yes.
Okay, so I do too.
Yeah, San Francisco and Kansas City, just like it was a few years ago.
Yeah. And that'll be the NFC.
I would like to see the Bengals win one, though.
Yeah. But, hey, you know what? I'm just going to be real honest with you. I picked 49ers to win, but I'm going to be pulling for the Eagles.
You picked it. Yeah.
I
mean, I don't mean it bad. I had never liked the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't care if Jimmy Dean's their quarterback. I just don't like them.
I was a Cunningham fan, big time.
Oh, I liked him. I just never had pulled for their team.
I really like watching him. And now Jalen Hurts is there. He was a Bama kid, pulling for him. So I'm going to be cheering for Jalen.
I don't have too many teams I've just never pulled for, but they have to be one of them.
That'd be good games. So we think 49ers and Chiefs play again.
I think so, yes.
I think that's what's going to happen.
But a lot of times, they'll be good games. Cincinnati's not going to go down without a fight.
What about
a blowout?
Yeah, I guess that's all for we even picked the games. We think Chiefs and 49ers play.
Yeah, I think 49ers win tonight.
Now, if Cowboys beat them tonight, then what?
I think Philadelphia goes.
Philadelphia beat the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow's an ice man, dude. He's smoking it right now. Yeah. Their line is winning the battle. Yeah, today they are whipping the Bills' tail all up and down the field.
Yeah.
Constantly up and down the field.
But I don't know.
I guess Jeff said it was weather related. Why would it have been played in Atlanta?
Oh.
I guess because the Bills, if they'd have won.
I should have known that because the weather's so horrible.
God, it's bad. Mr. Roy is up there.
Probably cost them the game today, which, like you made a good point, Cincinnati playing it too.
Well, they're playing the same game. It's on the same field. And but their line won the game. It's just line of scrimmage. If you haven't been in Buffalo during the winter, don't. It can snow 55 days. Yeah, I bet. I don't want no part of that.
No, Buffalo. Well, speaking of former greats, I didn't agree with it. And we'll talk. We don't have to debate on it. I think he handled it terribly. But Ed Reed got hired at Bethune-Cookman in Florida. And
not wrong. He handled it bad.
Yeah. So he gets on a golf cart and makes a post, cussing on the post, talking about how bad the campus is and how bad it sucks. And,
but it wasn't a lie.
yeah, but I mean, come on. So they just said, "To heck with you, man." Pretty much.
Yeah.
So what do you think about it? I mean, so 27, he made it 27 days. He went on there. They gave him the job. And he just went on there and complained about how bad the facilities were and was complaining because he's having to pick up trash. And he's cussing like a madman, which they bleeped it, so I don't know exactly what.
That's his style.
Yeah. And he just pretty much said, I don't have to be here. I ain't even signed my contract yet. So they called him in and said, well, you know what? You're not going to sign your contract at all.
Good. Yeah, it's like good. It's the trash around here. You lied to me. They told him that they had cleaned things and they were ready to get started with him. And they just lied to him.
So they lied to him.
Yes. They told him it was way better than it was. And when he got up there, he was like, whoa, wait a minute. This is not what you said.
So that's why the anger.
Yes.
Oh, that makes more sense.
And his racially, too. He's angry at his own people that are in these higher towers that are talking about helping historical black colleges, and they're not.
Right.
That makes him mad. He's motivated because he's disappointed.
So you're saying the video provoked.
He's disappointed in his people that match him in color of skin. Right. He thinks we need to stick together. And, Deion asked for handouts to be helped through big names like LeBron. Mm-hmm. He didn't. Other names, you can go find all this. This is not me talking. You can find Deion's videos from last year. Him talking about LeBron and big name HBCU supporters. We support our people. No, you don't. You're a liar.
Right.
Now, that BLM stuff or whatever, that's all garbage and all stealing and wasting money and run by some rich white man.
Right.
That's provoked homos to take over and use these race of people. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to get money for their colleges. And they're saying they help. Deion said they didn't. They're liars. Deion said this. Now
he said this.
Yeah,
right.
well, you
he
can
said
go.
They didn't help at all.
No, he asked for help. That's why. And now Bethune wanted to make a popular hire.
So they hired Ed Reed.
Because, well, they did it with Deion, but Deion and Ed's not the same people. Uh-huh. They're totally different. Deion's more smooth, good with words, good salesman.
Reed's not.
Ed's not. He don't give a crap. He's straight to the point. He's like me. I like him. I think he gets right down to it and says, this is what it is. You told me it was this. It wasn't, so I get up here, and now I'm asking for some help, and then you want help? Yeah. And you say you with us?
So that wasn't
you're with us. Oh, you're one of us now? No,
so I took it at face value, and you can't do that. I just took it, hey, he gets hired, looks at the video, look at this piece of crap I'm hired at. That wasn't what happened.
He's disappointed. His feelings are hurt.
He was told some things.
And that's usually when he gets excited, he just got a little emotional.
So it was very bad.
It was personal. You saying you're with us. We're black. We're going to stick together and help our historic colleges. You're lying.
And I come there and
lied.
It's a dump.
And you act like it's news to you. It's a dump. You're here every day. I just showed up. There was a hole in the fence. Yeah. People walk into the games.
Not even pay. And
Deion had that problem too. He said, this stadium, hold on a minute, this stadium holds 15,000 and we got about 30 here. Where's the money for the 30,000 tickets? Because we didn't see it. That's what started him leaving.
Right.
Now, young people say what they want to. I kept up with Deion at Jackson State. Yeah. That started I don't know. What are we doing?
Yeah.
One question to another. And he's like, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. I appreciate my time here. I think I'll just shop around and see what other job I can find. I don't want to hurt the school. I don't want to put out a bad image for the school. I want y'all to be successful.
Well, one way or the other, even if it's true, if it's not, for one, they fired Reed because of his actions, or two, they fired it because they don't want bad press.
Both.
Yeah.
And I don't like.
We don't want to be looked at in this light, so we gotta get rid of this guy.
I don't like how he handled it because he probably did what I would have done. I would have probably done the same thing he done, and it wasn't the right way to do it.
No. He probably wouldn't have used that line.
Well, back then I would.
That didn't help.
No. He should have went on.
If he just said, guys.
Had a meeting and brought in his camera and said, I'm going to be live with you guys and we want to talk. We talked about the campus being XYZ, and now I get here and it's this. Guys, can we make this right?
We're having to clean up trash around the campus.
I really want to work here. I would like to make a difference for my people. I think I have something to offer.
Yeah, 64 interceptions.
But being, and here's what I'll end my point with, and you can take it back over. Being a good player don't mean you're a good coach. Does not mean nothing.
Yeah, but I don't know that he's not a good coach.
We
I have no idea.
We don't.
He's coached some.
Yes, a little bit.
Yeah. But they don't know. That don't necessarily mean he's going to be great.
Because the greatest coaches ever coached the game were not really good players.
Right. No, you don't have to be great at ball to be a great coach.
Usually they're not because...
But some are.
Because they can't understand why you can't get it. Because they just get it so easy. And they're like, well, why can't you just stick your foot in the ground here and get in the field? And you're like, well, I'm not you. I can't do that.
I wouldn't have thought Michael Jordan would have been a very good coach.
Oh, terrible.
I may be wrong. He may have been great. He may have pushed him to the point of...
Well, he didn't make it.
Great.
He bought the team and tried to help, remember?
Right. But now Larry Bird did pretty good as a coach.
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas struggled as a coach.
Bill Russell won
Magic did
7
okay
championships as a player coach.
But
player and coach.
Yeah.
That's the GOAT, man.
I'm
Bill
trying to
Russell.
think who the best NBA basketball coach that was a player is. And
what's his name? Played the Spurs. Duncan. He stepped in and filled in.
Oh, yeah, he filled in.
I thought he did pretty good. Now, he got some lashback because he fired some girl, and they said it had to do with her skin color. That's when all that was going on.
He's black.
Yeah.
Who did he fire?
Some lady helped, some helper. They said it was motivated by something.
He's
because she was
mixed.
she was a woman. He fired.
It's
like, no, he just wasn't doing a good job. They have nothing to do with that.
I did read something, and I never heard LeBron and them talk bad about him, but I know there was some friction a little bit at first with the Miami Heat when he was down there, and Eric Spoelstra
there
was the
was.
coach. They say he is absolutely the most fantastic coach there is.
Mm-hmm. Well, the owner, Pat Riley.
He would have fired him if he wasn't.
I think Pat Riley's great.
Yeah,
I think he'd have run him off, and Pat would have coached the darn team if he couldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Because he was great.
So, I mean, you never know. Perception's not everything.
No. So, what are your final thoughts on Ed Reed?
Ed Reed? Well, now that I know a little more about it, I just think he handled it wrong. Probably the right move. Probably not the right thing for him to go there.
Yeah.
If he felt that passionate about it, and obviously he made them mad.
He got too fired up.
So they couldn't.
He got too excited.
Didn't sound like he really wanted to be there anymore after he saw it anyway.
And we've all got excited in moments and made bad decisions.
Well, but I mean, let me throw this out there and we'll get off here. Okay. You tell me that I want you to come on and do the Matt and Todd show. It's just the Matt show. You tell me, come on over here. We can do this.
Yeah, we got the Sports Wrangling Herd here.
And I get over here.
And we're going to add a new guy to it. Diamond Dean's coming on board here at the Sports Wrangle, WKXX.
Well, I say yes, and I get over here and I don't like it. I got to get out of this. He got out of it without saying, hey, I'm just not going to take this. I'm resigning. He ended up, could that have been firing by, have you ever heard of suicide by police?
Yeah.
Did he get fired by press, fired by his actions on purpose?
No, I don't think he would.
Did he do that on purpose? Hey, I don't want this job, but I ain't quitting.
I'm going to make him fire me.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that.
Okay. I didn't either. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
I understand that. Yeah. And some people do that.
Yeah.
I think he's really PO'd because he really took some pride in being part of a historical black college.
Right.
He's disappointed that his people that say they're with us are not.
Right.
Because when it's time to go write a check, us, LeBron James and the billionaire LeBron James, according to Deion Sanders last year, did not help in any HBCU. Right. So I think.
But I mean, in his defense, he doesn't have to.
Absolutely don't. But he don't need to say that he's a martyr for his.
Right.
For,
I understand.
For us.
Yeah.
You're not us. You're you.
Oh, and he is fixing to break the all-time scoring record.
No, he should. He's played 100 years. Yeah. And he takes good care of himself, and he's mostly a good guy. Most likely don't never cheat on his wife. Takes care of raises his kids. He's not a drunk or a dope head. Because where he come from, That's about all that
I
come
got
out
one
of
LeBron James
Akron,
story. And
Akron,
I'll
Ohio.
shut up.
What good ever come out of Akron, Ohio?
You ever heard of
Nothing up there.
Tyronn Lue?
Yes.
He was their coach.
Yep.
They decided he's going to be their coach. So him and Irving apparently are trying to tell him what to do in a timeout. And he told him to shut up and play ball, and he'd do the coaching. Except he added some expletives.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever messed with Tyronn.
No, he don't. He ain't one to be really messed with. So yeah, I think Ed he overreacted.
Yeah,
but
I think it's a good divorce.
He's passionate about what he wanted. He shouldn't have been cussing so much. But that's how you can. That's just who he is. I'm not against what he did. He called them out on their BS and Bethune-Cookman, you should be ashamed of yourself. Take care of your darn kids, man. Those kids are living in poverty and living from single-parent homes. Grow up, grow a sack, and go up there and raise some money and go to your people and fix the place, man. It's just terrible. I don't want to see kids living like that and having to play football and that kind of crap. That's just terrible.
That's kind of like what Jerry Rice said was going on at Mississippi Valley when he was there. You know,
it's just bad.
Dressing in like what we dress for PE.
Yes.
I'm serious. He said that.
Sure. Yes, new head coach stuff. Jamie Chadwell, head coach at Liberty, because no freeze at Auburn. He's new to play to Conference USA because they're going to be coming now. He's from Coastal Carolina, went 31-6 at Coastal now. Jamie Chadwell. Looks like he'll do good there. Kevin Wilson to Tulsa. He worked with Sam Bradford and Justin Fields at Ohio State the last 6 years with Haskins and Stroud also. Another good hire. Tulsa, they're a pretty good football team.
Not bad, no.
Tennessee coach Alex Gollish. He's going to South Florida. Trent Dilfer.
Yeah.
He's at UAB.
Head coach.
Been at Lipscomb Academy High School in Tennessee.
One of the best teams in the country.
Been up there. Lost some few, but he's won a lot of games. Now, Coach Prime at Colorado. Can he make a bowl game in year one? We put a question mark, so we're going to say no.
I won't say no. Not the first year. I'll give him the second.
They open at TCU, then Colorado State, at Oregon, USC, at Arizona State, Stanford. We went through that a while ago, his schedule. So, yeah, we're going to have to kind of say no.
Yeah, no, not yet. Don't jump the gun.
If he does win 6 games,
Man, he's bowl eligible.
We built him a statue. Mark O'Brien. What is Mark O'Brien doing? What are you doing, buddy? Glad you're on here. Good to see you, man. We just talking some college action and coaches moving around and that type of stuff. And whoever didn't know, we'll end on this note.
Dog, he's good.
We'll end on this note. Rush Propst, Coach O'Brien brought in Rush to be AD and help with football, and his eyes are very trained in football.
Yeah, I would think so. He's
Rush
been
is
coaching since the early 80s.
7 state championships and a national championship at Colquitt.
No, he won a national.
Yes. So, I mean, that's going to be a super good addition.
I don't know when he probably started.
Yes, okay.
Early 80s.
Yeah.
I got a good 40 in.
We'll Coach Probst and Coach O'Brien, probably Teddy and Larry, all of them. They're going to be on pretty soon. So if y'all want to see Coach Probst come on and talk some 1A football, which is kind of odd.
Yeah.
For Rush Probst to be talking.
Odd.
I mean, he's from Ohatchee. He grew up over there.
He did play.
Yep.
Small football.
Yep.
He did. And probably started out helping at Ohatchee.
Yeah.
I don't know. When we talk to him, I'll
Yeah.
ask him.
Yeah, we're going to dig into
I'm
some.
assuming his first job maybe was at Ohatchee or I know his first head job was
Asheville. We want to talk to him about those kind of things, and of course we know the future at Coosa, and he's going to try to do some things, and they're all going to work together and be successful, Only better success they could have next season is be at state because they got robbed at a semi game by a bad call. That we think, our opinion, which by the rule book it was because the feet didn't land in the end zone. He has to have where he establishes himself on the field was not in the end zone. No matter the ball was in front of him. But anyway, I ain't going to get into that.
I've heard so much 50-50 on that. I don't know. I'd have to watch the play again. I'm sorry, Mark. I'm just telling you what people say.
Yeah. We think, looking at it, I think you got to establish yourself in the end zone. And his feet were not in the end zone.
I've heard a bunch of Well, and I did hear this. Well, the ball crossed the play and he
It
caught
don't
a
matter.
touchdown. Well, from the video I watched, I wasn't 100% sure the ball
It didn't.
crossed the plane.
For the ball cross plane, it had to go through his body because he was facing down the field.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll have Mark on and Coach Probst, and hope Teddy and Alaric will come along too. We may try to. I'll talk to our boy over here at the shopping center at the plaza.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do that again.
All right.
Rent,
Yeah.
borrow the room. Yeah, borrow the room again for the day.
Yeah.
Because we'll have a bunch of people, and we'll have cheers, and we'll set it all up. That'll be coming probably in the next week or two.
All right.
Next month, we'll say first of the month or something. And then, of course, Coach Smith, Steve, taking the job at Westbrook Christian. These two guys, man, those names in Etowah County, it's big. It's a big splash. Steve cut his teeth at Cedar Bluff. He was our first coach. My class was his first class. And he started at the bottom, and he's worked his way up to a career.
Good job.
And he's won
280 games.
15 10-win season, 10 plus win seasons at Piedmont.
Yeah.
5 out of 7 state titles he won. Went 7, won 5, and they just lost this one this year to private school, St. James.
Right.
I mean, his record speaks for itself, and I told him that he looked good in red again.
Yeah.
And he talked about Cedar Bluff in his speech there at Westbrook, how he kind of started there, and it's like, it'll always be kind of part of it because him and Coach Howard and Bunn and all that group that we know.
Yeah.
Coach Howard and they started Bluff Tech. That was a term we used at school, and they were the guys that started it in 96, 7, 8, 9, 2000. You know, as long as they
You'll
were.
never want to play fantasy basketball with Steve Smith. Ever.
Well, and a lot of people don't know, he loves baseball. And
I didn't know that.
Yes, and he's got tons of baseball cards because we used to talk about swapping cards. Because I had some old Nolan Ryans, and he had like an old Hank Aaron. We were going to swap or something one time. I remember talking to him about it on the phone. I was like, out of school, 19 or 20.
I'll tell him this, and he may laugh, and he may be great. But I remember growing up as a kid, Steve Smith was center quarterback.
Yeah.
And you know how you're 13, 14 years old, and he's great at basketball. Mm-hmm. I got to asking around, and so I'm like, Steve Smith don't play basketball. Now, I don't know if that's true, if he did, but they were like, I think what happened was Steve was the quarterback there, and before Steve was the quarterback there, Neil Wester was.
Yes.
Now, Neil was a sharpshooter.
And they assumed that the quarterback at center, they assumed that was Steve, but it wasn't. It was Neil.
I don't remember, and I apologize, Coach Smith, if you were great at basketball, but I was told that no, Steve.
It was Neil.
It was Neil.
When they said the quarterback at center, somebody assumed it was talking about Steve, and it was this talking about Neil. And Neil was
who was quarterback right before Steve.
Yes, and was going to Vanderbilt, but he broke his leg, and Coach Smith got to come in, be quarterback to play Etowah for the first time, and they did lose that game. And was Brad Johnson, was he on that team? Or was he done? He was great. Now I read more and more on him. He played at Auburn, but anyway, we was talking about Coach Smith. So congratulations to him at Westbrook, and we can't wait to get in there in the summer and see him. And he said, he told me and you were welcome to come and come down this summer and see him.
Good. He ain't mad at me over nothing, is he? Everybody else is.
Nah, well, everybody will get over it. You just don't pay him no attention. That's always the best thing. Pay him no mind.
Hey, Dallas is winning.
Dallas is up. What's up, Mr. Johnson? That's Gary. Yes, thank you guys for coming by. And yes, Coach O'Brien, we do look forward to seeing you guys. And he will bring some shampoo for you, Dean.
All right. I need some.
Head and Shoulders.
Hurt.
Man, we had a great show, and we've been on over an hour and a half.
Oh yeah, we come on 5:55.
We got plenty to talk about. So let's go and watch the game. I'm gonna go. I think I got a calzone or something waiting on me. I'm gonna go
find me something to eat.
I'm
A
gonna
couple
take care of
things
that.
to do. So
All right, guys, let's
finish it at the house.
see Booyah! All right, y'all keep your heads clear and your hearts full of God as always, and
Yeah,
we'll be
have
back
a good week, guys.
next week, and we'll have on one of the games. We'll check that out.
All right.
See y'all.